All right, here we go talking about labels, food labels. Turns out I am really passionate about this. When I started putting some things together for my clients in my Nourish You program about labels, it took me a while because I was gathering all this stuff and I was getting more and more fired up. I was like, wow, I really am passionate about this, and it's helping me to pay more attention to labels as well. Because I will tell you, no matter how many years I have had in this field and all of this personal experience with this stuff, I still am fooled and, swayed by the very convincing marketing that is done on packages. So let's start off with something that is basic in the sense of just a product that you probably use regularly. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see these labels. We're comparing margarine and butter. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So as you might notice, first thing in big letter, what could be glaring to you is the difference in calories. The margarine in the yellow tub, 60 calories, the butter, 100. If you are only concerned about calories, which I hope by now you know is not the only thing to look out for. In fact, as Lynn Janae Rositas says, I'm taking this quote from her, it's about chemistry, not calories. She wrote the book called The Plan. Excellent book. Check it out. What matters is how things work in our system. And so that's about our chemistry. And everybody's chemistry is different. That means that how we handle different ingredients, different foods can be very different. But let's take a look here. In the butter, there are two ingredients because I chose to compare a salted version rather than an unsalted. It's pasteurized cream and salt, two ingredients. I am all about things that have as few ingredients as possible when it comes to what's natural. Now, if you're creating some recipe and it's got a whole bunch of ingredients in it, I am not opposed to that at all. When I'm buying a packaged product, I do pay attention to how many ingredients are in there because often the more they add, it's stuff that definitely could interfere with our chemistry. Then over on the margarine side, here's the ingredient list. Purified water, soybean oil, palm and palm kernel oil, salt, lecithin, in parentheses, soy, natural flavor. What the heck does that mean? Natural flavor what? Vinegar, vitamin A, palmitate, beta carotene, in parentheses, for color. So if you are a person who is, for whatever reason, staying away from soy, this margarine would not work for you. It contains soy. Now, another thing that might set some people off is if they were to look at the fat, the number of grams of fat in 1 tablespoon of margarine versus 1 tablespoon of butter. Margarine has 6 grams of fat and butter has 11 grams of fat. Now, in the butter, there are 7 grams of saturated fat. In the margarine, there are 2 grams of saturated fat. But then there's polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats. And the more you get into all of those different types of unsaturated fats, again, not something that you are looking for. And they have the same amount of sodium each. And then there's no carbohydrates this is a fat, so there's 0 carbohydrates in there, 0 proteins. What I want you to do is make informed choices depending on what your goals are, your health goals, your And again, getting to know and be more aware of your personal chemistry. How does inflammation show up for you in your body? Can be anything from, aches and pains. It can be brain fog. It can be depression. It can be weight gain, even in a day. If you have one ingredient, let's say there was one thing in that margarine that doesn't agree with your chemistry, you could gain weight the next day just from that one ingredient that causes the inflammation in your body. So be informed, be aware, compare. And if you have questions or if you have something you want me to do on one of the next episodes of this, to look at a label, send me the label and I would happily bring it on the show and go through everything about it. That's what this is all about. This is fun for me. And like I said, I'm getting really charged up about it because there needs to be more to the story. When we are being fed all of this health information and a lot of marketing, in the colors that are used, and oh, know this, know that, or it's paleo, or it's keto. Gosh, tell us more. Like we need to know more about it. And so that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Get curious, be that scientist in your own life, and have fun finding out what works for your chemistry and stop counting calories.